Oh, beautiful.
Quick question. Do you think if more people, more women, we put on things like this, do you think it will reduce the amount of sexual harassment, assault, and rape in Nigeria? It's a question.
No.
Okay, if you think it will, please raise your hand.
No.
Okay, it's a good thing. Because I've been told that the way you dress says a lot. You must have seen a picture like where somebody, if you're putting on maybe a mini skirt or something, somebody says you're asking for it. Have you heard that term used before? Asking for it. Yeah, that term is very funny. Because today we're talking about sexual harassment. And most people would think that's not a thing you talk about in church, but it's a good thing we're in my church and, we talk about important things like that. Now, unless we're living under a rock, we all know about the Koza story. True or false? Now, I deal with statistics, but today I brought the Bible because we're going to do both the one going on here, and we're also going to look at what the Bible has to say about sexual harassment. One in 4 women in Nigeria, before they reach the age of 18, they're going to undergo one form of sexual harassment. Now, it might seem very few because we're saying 1 in 4 women, but we have over 100 million people in Nigeria, and half of that population are women, and half of the women are not even up to the age of 24, which means, according to the calculation, over 10,000 people every day are facing one form of sexual harassment. Now, we want to look into the mind of both a rapist and a victim, because there are 2 sides to every story, right? There's a victim, there's a rapist. But the problem with Nigeria is that the person who is responsible, we don't even think about the rapist. We just focus on the victim. And then we do things like blaming the victim. When somebody complains of sexual harassment or something, the first question I've heard is, what were you wearing? The question isn't, where did it happen? Who is the person? What can we do next? The first question is, what were you wearing? Why were you there? Because we find a way to move the blame from the person who committed the crime to the victim. And that's something that has really helped in growing the rape culture in Nigeria. There are things like rape joke. We all know about this thing, like I said, the Koza issue. Now, a guy came up with something that it's funny. A guy was funny because there's this hashtag running, Me Too. Now, this hashtag is people coming up talking about being sexually harassed, talking about being a victim of rape and things like that. It's a really serious, sensitive subject. And a guy came out and is like, since the lady waited, is it over 20 years or so to come out? Well, I'm coming out now to say she also gang raped me. She brought different ladies, she brought her husband, and then he made a joke of it and he ended it with, since we all want to be mad. And we know that since we all want to be mad thing is very common in Nigeria. We use it as a joke to end everything. But what I would like us to know is, if somebody gets killed, right? Let's say the person was killed a week ago, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 10 years ago. Is the death of the person still valid? Yeah. It's a question, please. Is the death of the person still valid? Yeah. Now, if somebody killed the person, would you say after 2 days the person can go home? After all, you've stayed in jail for 2 days, the person is dead, go home. Is that how it works?
No.
So why is it we think if somebody comes out with a story after 20 years, it's no longer valid? We're in a country where if you come out as a rape victim, nobody's going to tell you, we're proud of you, we know how traumatic it is. Mostly people want to know, why are you talking about it now? Sorry, I came with a book. I don't know why I left my book, because I like to read some things. I said we're going to be looking into the mind of both the rapist and the victim, right?
Yeah.
Let's start with the rapist. Most people think rape is about sex. It's not, because if it's about sex, there are sex workers everywhere. We're not going to pretend as if we don't know that, okay? So if it's about sex, then there wouldn't even be an issue of rape. What we all need to bear in mind is rape is a crime. It's about violence. It's like saying, okay, I love sweeping, doesn't mean I like the fact if a broom hits me on the head. Because it's about sweeping. But hitting myself with a broom or somebody hitting me with a broom, it's not the same thing that because I love sweeping, it all just goes. So when you say rape is about sex, how is it about sex? And people say, you know what, there's consensual sex and there's the one, there's nothing like that. Sex is sex, okay? Because it takes a sensible person, let's be realistic here. If somebody is not up to the age of 18, which is the legal age in Nigeria, even if the person agrees to have sex with you, it doesn't count because that's a child that can easily be manipulated. Now, if somebody is 18, which means that's an adult, and an adult knows what he or she wants. So you can't tell me that, well, this sex was, we both, there's not like, it's sex when both of you agree to it. That's, they think they opened the church because God spoke to them. The truth is, the study has shown that a large number of this case, like I said, involves relative, teachers, and yes, a religious or spiritual leader like a pastor. Now, it is not a coincidence that many of these rapists, their profession that they go for is a profession that allows them access to a lot of people, a lot of unsuspecting victims. If you look at all these men of God that is being accused, their congregation is a very large one. And then the amount of women that, when you go into a church like, you see the amount of people there, because they want to have endless amount of people that they can do from this to this. That's why I say rape is a serial crime. So that is why they build confidence in you. That's why most of these things, people you wouldn't suspect. You wouldn't suspect your relative. You wouldn't suspect a teacher because the teacher is meant to educate you. You wouldn't suspect your pastor because your pastor is meant to help you with spiritual growth. And these people, they don't just pick this profession because it's what they love. They pick this profession because it allows them to do things like that. And it's, thank you. And it works better because we're in Nigeria. We don't even, most hospitals, I don't even know if there's any hospital, to be honest, that have like a rape kit. Like, if you go there immediately, there's a way to detect, can we even trust our policemen? Let's be honest. We've had cases where the policemen are the ones raping people. So how do we go to police people who are committing the same crime to complain about the crime? The whole system in Nigeria is already targeted against the victim. They are living with all sorts of mental problems, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and the rest. So that's why I say both a rapist and a murderer is the same thing. And most people are saying, you that is saying something, do you read the Bible? And I was like, I'll do it to them today, I will read Bible. And I even came with my big Bible. I was like, I will even show you where they said it in the Bible. Now, even the Bible, God himself, in all the things recorded in the Bible, nothing in the Bible showed that rape and sexual harassment were taken lightly. Okay? I'll read some I jotted down. When Jacob's daughter was raped by Shechem, her brothers murdered Shechem, his father, and all the men of his city in revenge. Not just the person who did it though. So you can see how serious it was in that time. It's recorded in the Bible because you're telling me that we shouldn't accuse men of God. But even the Bible, the amount of people that died in the situation, they are not even saying let's arrest them or do something, they are killing them. They killed Shechem. They killed his father that you don't like. You raise this child, Abby. Your child is a rapist, you raise him, let's kill you. All the men in the city were like, you are among this thing. For Shechem to behave like that, let me kill you too. Now, that one is recorded in Genesis 34. You guys should go and read it, I can't read the whole thing. Now, after the unnamed concubine was gang raped and left for dead by the men in the tribe of Benjamin, I think that's the pronunciation, right? The other tribes went to war against them upon hearing of our injustice. And lots of people were killed in that one as well. It is recorded in Judges 19 through 21. Please read it. Now, after Tamar was raped by her half-brother, Absalom killed him and even went to war against his father. Now, you can check that in 2 Samuel 13. But my favorite part, when I'm trying to back up the fact that when I tell you both a rapist and a murderer are the same thing, I will read that one.
Wow! This is the book of life.
Okay, Deuteronomy 23, verse 25 and 26, I'll read that. It says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. Nothing shall be arrested though. At least we're saying arrest them here. People are saying, we're saying shall die. But unto the damsel, thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.